Now, one game that I will be playing is Path of Exile. Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a game that okay, here's the thing, right? Every time I play PoE, for anyone who doesn't know PoE, Path of Exile, it's basically Diablo, but you need a PhD to understand the skill tree. PoE, skill tree. You've probably seen the skill tree. I don't even know if this is the most up-to-date version of the passive skill tree. It probably isn't, but it is the skill tree. Welcome to PoE skill tree. You don't have to know everything. Also, you don't have to know anything. Just follow a fucking build guide. Basically, when you start the game, you start at one of these nodes here. You then build out from the node. So I don't remember where stuff is. This might be. This is. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember any of the starting points. Except this is the Scion. So basically, all of the character classes you can play, they're on the same skill tree. So you could take this and then go whoop. Now it's probably not going to be a good build, but you can route anywhere you want to, assuming you have enough points to get to where you want to get to. I don't know the furthest possible point you can get to. I assume someone has run the numbers on that, but I don't know. And it's probably not very important because it probably won't be a very useful build to do it like that. Now, here's the thing with PoE. Every time, I guess there is another skill tree. There is also the map skill tree, the skill tree for customizing the endgame mechanics. Every time I get to the end of a PoE league, I'm like, I'm done with PoE. I'm gonna take a league off. I just realized you couldn't see the fucking skill tree. Oops. Here you go. There you go. It's a skill tree. There you go. I had the thing full screen. I forgot I can't do that. Anyway, every time I get to the end of a league, I'm like, I'm going to stop playing PoE. Or, I'm going to take a league break off. And then every time lately it's happened, I took a long break because we had the Settlers of Kalgur. And they're like, hey guys, let's make Settlers of Kalgur core. And when they did that, I was like, I'm fucking done with this game, because they decided to make Settlers Core and make it insanely fucking busted, where it was a requirement to do anything in the game because everything got wildly more expensive because it was free currency. Then they rebalanced it. I'm like, okay, I don't like that it's core, but at least I can now ignore it. And then they're like, hey guys, here's this cool new league. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll play the league. I was like, oh, Mercenaries of Trathus? That's cool. Oh, there's this new league that is the fucking what's the mechanic? Not Legion, not fucking Abyss. Fuck, what was the league called? The one elite. Not last league, the league before. PoE leagues. Why am I blanking on the fucking mechanic? I don't run the mechanic. That's probably why I'm blanking on it. Keepers. Keepers of the Flame. Keepers of the Flame. Yes. I'm like, hey guys, let's do a rework of the Breach League. Yeah, guys, let's rework Breach. Oh, that was really fun. It was a tough league, and I kind of had a shitty build for it, but it was fun. I think that was the league I played KB. Yeah, that was my Kinetic Blast league. And then we got to last league, and like, hey guys, what if we just make a league where everyone's fucking rich? What if we add a mechanic where it can just, double the currency on the ground? What? Oh, yeah, it also adds these hyper expensive items. What? Oh, yeah, also, there's a bunch of other random, at the start of the league, there's a bunch of other shit that's glitched, and it's actually, dropping crazy fucking currency. What? Oh, okay, my build is just complete very quickly. Oh, yeah, okay, I've had my fun, I'm done now. Oh, Curse of the Old Flame. oh, okay, so let's do this league where you go down in the submarine and then you explore this area and you like place these flames and then you loot out these areas and you get these really cool items. Oh, let's also add like a bunch of you know what? Let's add a change to the game that completely reworks the way that skills work. So a big thing with PoE that a lot of people kind of didn't like is PoE has this thing known as gem sockets. So all of your weapons, all your armor pieces except your rings and your amulets, they have a number of sockets on them. These sockets are what you put your skill gems into. Now, the sockets still exist, and also links exist. So PoE also has a thing called support gem. So you put a skill gem in a socket, there are links to other sockets, you put support gems in that socket, and then it modifies the support gem, modifies the skill gem. So it might do something like, oh, it creates more projectiles, or, oh, it creates less projectiles, but those projectiles do more damage, or they cause things to explode on death, or they cause a burn effect, and the burn effect maybe spreads, things of that sort of nature. Now, the problem with gearing in PoE is sometimes you would get a really cool gear upgrade, and it would have the right number of sockets, and the wrong socket colors. Now, when we're dealing with a 3-link item, so this is an item that has 3 sockets that are linked together, not a big deal. You can re-roll that item with chromatic orbs that will change the color of the sockets. The problem is when you have a 6-link item that needs a very specific set of gem colors, of socket colors, because then you have a problem where you need 6 different slots to roll in the correct colors. Now, the fun thing with PoE is the attribute of the item influences the socket colors. So something like a bow. A bow is a dexterity item, so it is going to be more likely to roll green sockets. You might have let's say you have a strength. Let's bring up an actual example. PoE weapons. Just so we have like an actual real world example. PoE wiki, let's say you have a mace. What is mace? No, mace is solid strength. Let's say you have a scepter. Yeah, okay, scepters work. So let's say you have, I don't know, a void scepter, or like let's say you have a void scepter. So this is an item that has a strength and an int requirement. This is going to roll at a higher rate with red and blue sockets. Now, if it's something like an armor piece that has 6 sockets, so this is a one-handed weapon, this is going to have 3 sockets max. If it's an armor pieces are where your 6 links are usually going to live unless you have a 2-handed weapon. Most builds are not running 2-handed weapons, but sometimes they do. So you might have like you might have like a strength int armor piece. So that would be, let's see, body armor, strength and int. That'll be something like a paladin's hauberk or a grand ringmail or a sacred chainmail late game. Now, this is fine if you need red and blue sockets. However, sometimes there are builds where you need more of your off-socket color than you need of your on-socket colors. So maybe you have a pure strength item, so pure red sockets. And let's say you need 3 green, 2 blue, and 1 red. Now you got a problem, because red is your on-socket color, but you need primarily not red. So you're going to be spending a fucking lot of chromatics to try to get it to be the right color. Now, there are strategies. There's like a crafting bench recipe where you can guarantee 2 of a certain color and then try to roll it like that, which is usually the way to go about it. However, they've decided to just say, fuck it. Doesn't matter anymore. Well, it does matter, but it doesn't matter for leveling. Now they've decided to introduce a concept. I believe they're called gray sockets. PoE gray sockets. Are they called gray sockets? Is that just like the name everyone's giving them? Okay, so PoE did have a concept known as white sockets. White sockets were uncolored sockets. I don't think they have an official name. Maybe they do. Gray sockets are basically the new concept they've introduced where there are still socket colors. However, you don't need to worry about socket colors. Now, instead of being a hard requirement where red goes in the red hole, blue goes in the blue hole, green goes in the green hole, now it's kind of like the square goes in the square hole. Circle goes in the square hole. Triangle goes in the square hole. Now, any gems can go in any socket colors, but if you have a correctly colored socket, now it gives you a bonus. Now it gives you a quality bonus. Quality is a modifier you can put in your gems that will increase various aspects of the gems. So let's say, PoE Wiki, let's just go Kinetic Blast, because it's the first thing that came to mind. So Kinetic Blast, for example, for every additional quality, it raises this stat right here. So creates 0.05 to 1 additional explosions. If this was socketed into a blue socket, you immediately get an additional 10% quality. That is on top of the quality you can add. So now, without doing any corruption or anything weird like that, if you have things socketed correctly, gems can get to 30% quality. And for gems like this, that is a fucking big add. For other gems, like auras, things like that might not matter, where it's just like, oh, increases the aura range. If you're playing solo, doesn't really matter. But this makes campaign leveling so much easier. Because so often, you would get a new upgrade, and it's like, I can't equip this because I don't have any chromatics yet. I just have to wait till the next item or just hold off and maybe I can get enough chromatics for it. No more. No more. This is also great for early endgame as well, because now what you can do is when you start dropping 6 links, which will start happening around Act 10, which is the final act before... Technically final act. There's technically... Whatever. Doesn't matter. There's a little bit to do for the epilogue before you start in the actual endgame. But basically, final act. You start dropping 6 link. I think maybe in Act 9 you can start getting them. Definitely in Act 10. And then you get into white maps. This is where you actually start doing endgame. Now, as soon as you get a 6 link that has decent stats, you can just grab it and immediately go into your whatever your build happens to need as its endgame setup. This changes everything. This changes everything because now you can actually start playing your fucking build without having to go and buy some random item for like chaos orbs that you don't have yet. And it just makes the initial entry into endgame so much smoother, because this was a stopping point for a lot of people when it started to get like, it's difficult to gear my items because there's already enough complexity, already enough difficulty in getting your 6 link, because that's the other problem. 6 linking an item, not easy. Well, okay, there's strategies now, there's different crafting mechanisms, there's a beast crafting recipe for it, we can get a guaranteed 6 link, there's various other methods you can do it. But the traditional method of getting a 6 link is you take orbs of linking and you click. Now, on average, it'll take you about 2,500 orbs of linking, which is a lot. So there's already enough annoyances with that one. And then it also makes it easier to start doing, like, some of the more complicated crafting, like doing annulling, like trying to corrupt your item, messing around with some of the mechanisms, because now individual gear pieces are way less valuable. And I think that's going to have a real effect on the market for this league. I think endgame perfectly socketed, like perfect socket colors are still going to be incredibly expensive, but gearing up to that point, a lot of those items I think are going to lose a lot of their value. It's just going to be so, or at the very least, there's going to be a lot more junk 6 links out there that are just easy to grab, that have solid life mods, solid resistance mods, and various other things you might need. So Overall, I'm excited for the league. Also, they added an item that creates totems that follow you. That it turns the totems into crabs. So now the totem build players can cope about the fact they're still not playing a minion build, even though they have these things that follow them around that look like minions and act like minions. However, they're not called minions, they're called totems. Totally different. They do the exact same thing. They act the exact same. It was totally different, guys. Yeah. Anyway, I'm still not sure what build I'm going to be playing. Usually what I end up doing with PoE is I go to max roll, and then I'm like, what build looks fun? That's usually my go-to. And I'm not fully set on what I'm going to play. Usually end up just scrolling through stuff and seeing what looks somewhat fun, and usually something that I haven't necessarily played before. Maybe I'll play a mine build. I don't know. They also massively buffed self-casters. That was another fun thing. Oh yeah, that's a thing with PoE. There's a difference between you can be a self-caster where you cast spells, or you have things that cast spells for you. Yeah, you probably got it from the skill tree. There is a lot of build complexity, right? This is a game where it has 15 years of addition. 15 years? When did PoE release? Okay, 13 years. It originally released October 2013. When was the beta, though? When was the PoE beta? 2011. Okay, so 15 years if we include the beta. That was started as closed beta in 2011, open beta in 2013. So 15 years of power creep. That's another thing. They added mercenaries into base game. So now you can just hire a dude that follows you around, and he's can just follow you. Now, they did nerf mercenaries from the Trathus League. Now they're not permanent unless you play a specific build that makes them permanent. So they did get nerfed a bit. However, it does just seem like free power gain, which we'll see. We will see. We will see what happens. We will see what happens as we go forward, because it's not often that PoE just adds flat power increases, and when it does, usually it means that builds get more fucky. Builds get very, very more fucky. Either way, though, I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to have some fun. And that is going to be probably, it's going to be the day this comes out. So if you're watching this and you want to come and try PoE, it is going to be League Start Day. So come have fun, read a build guide, don't go into it blind. And yeah.